situation, and the San Diego couple on the TWA flight agrees.
I'm Dawn Fratangelo. Hundreds of high school seniors were graduating today, but for one local girl, it was a bittersweet milestone. Her father is still one of those held in Beirut.
In Japan, a brutal murder carried out right before a dozen television cameras and scores of reporters. Jim Laszlovic with the Padres story. It's a good one. Clark with the weather. It is all next on News 8.
News 8.
Let me further make it plain to the assassins in Beirut and their accomplices, wherever they may be, that America will never make concessions to terrorists. To do so would only invite more terrorism.
Good evening. That was the tenor of President Reagan's prepared text in tonight's nationally televised news conference. The president outlined several steps to end air piracy around the world. He asked the Secretaries of State and Transportation to explore expanding the use of armed air marshals aboard domestic airlines to include international flights. He ordered the State Department to issue a traveler's advisory warning of dangers in going through the airport in Athens, Greece, where the plane was hijacked. He asked the Greek government for a full explanation of all events leading up to and surrounding the hijack on Friday. In addition, Mr. Reagan said he has asked all American carriers to review the wisdom of flying into Athens, and he asked for an investigation aimed at ending airline service to America from countries with poor airport security. Finally, President Reagan asked American travelers to stay out of Mideast nations which do not condemn terrorists. Tonight was the first time the president truly faced reporters since the hijacking occurred.
Hey, for a jog, except I didn't make it out.
You didn't get out there to the beach? This,
No.
when we see pictures of someone jogging on the beach, it's not going to be you.
No.
This is a
I'm gonna feel
disclaimer,
guilty,
isn't it, right? Well, all right. That's what I understand. We have pictures of people jogging on the beach today. It was a good day for that. Oh, lots of people jogging on the beach. This looks like a group jog, doesn't it? That looked a little organized to me. Of course, when we go out to take pictures, nobody hands it up for the camera. That's one of the nice things about television news. It never causes anything to happen, right? These people just always act like this on the beach in the middle of the afternoon or morning, whichever the case may be. See a few clouds there in the background. Night and morning low clouds lingering along the coastal sections. Not totally clear, and we don't expect it to be again tomorrow, but still fairly good for this time of the year. Inland Valley temperatures have been in the 80s, low 90s in the foothills. That will be repeated again tomorrow. We might be able to cool a couple of degrees. A couple of different factors cause persistent, perhaps, but sunny afternoons inland, partly cloudy along the beaches. Temperatures from the 60s and 70s at the coast to the 80s inland, well over 100 in the deserts, and the extended forecast road trip.
They started this thing a game and a half ahead in the West, and now they're 3 games up. The Padres and Dave Drevecki shut out the Dodgers 4-0. Drevecki pitched a 4-hitter as the Padres win their second straight in Los Angeles. Gary Templeton drove in the first run in the second inning. That scored Greg Nettles, who had walked. But Templeton, though, was caught taking too big a turnaround first. You'll see it here, and he was picked off. Drevecki's record, meanwhile, is now 6-4. He was really in a groove tonight. He had a no-hitter going until the 5th inning. Gets Mike Marshall right there. The Padres got a couple more runs in the 4th inning with runners on first and second. Tim Flannery blooped one into right center. Templeton scores. All the Padre runs were charged to lose.
7th in a row. This guy's a major league pitcher with a bunch of different pitches, but different speeds, and he works fast. He's a pleasure to watch. This was not a wonderful beginning in the second. Jeff Leonard got his first of 2 home runs, and then against Kruko, Kennedy returned a favor later on in the ball game. In the 4th, a 2-run shot put the Padres up 2-1. Terry had his 7th. He had a big day. McReynolds in the next inning. In the 5th, a triple. Thought somebody was going to get the ball. Nobody did, and with Templeton, who's had a tremendous first. Tell you what, Templeton, based on offense and defense, should be starting in the All-Star game. Ozzie Smith will probably beat him out, but really, Templeton's been amazing. Here's Leonard again with another home, and this puts his 7th of the year, and the Giants are up in this thing like 5-3. And then Tony Gwynn, in the beginning of a 3-run 8th, gets an RBI single to knock in 1, and then against left-hander Mark Davis, the left-hander Kennedy, smacks the ball, gets it past Chili Davis. That's a double, and the runs come on to score, and the Padres go on to win like 6-5. Kennedy tried to stretch it to a triple, doing his Vince Coleman imitation, and was thrown out at third. It didn't matter. The Padres win 6-5 as Hoyt won his 9th game, and they were very tough. Gossage, by the way, came on, got his 16th save, and closed the door in San Francisco. So the
all amateur, but round 4 today went to Bavacqua. 4 times Kurt to come up with the bases loaded against Atlee Hammaker of the Giants. First 2, Kurt bounced into double plays. The 3rd, he struck out, but that 4th time, a grand slam. Boy, Kurt had to feel pretty good about getting his revenge, right, Kurt?
I don't know about revenge, but I just wanted to hit the ball hard somewhere. That's what I tried to do the time before, but I just didn't get the bat on the ball.
Sure, Kurt. Then you probably went into the clubhouse and danced on your locker. because you had to be hopping mad when Hamaker walked Steve Garvey intentionally to get to you and made you look bad on that breaking ball. But just 2 innings later in the 5th, Hamaker felt he could get away with it again. He walked to Garv, and the bases were filled once again. And again, Bavacqua got a breaking pitch. And this one broke Hamaker's heart. Second grand slam of the season for Bavacqua, 4th for the Padres. 3 of the 4 have come against the Giants, and it was 5-0. And the Padres would have their 4-game sweep. But they weren't done yet. Bruce Bochy, another reserve, filling in for Kennedy, shoots a line drive over the short wall and left. It was 6-0. Dave Dravecky got some great help on defense as he ran his scoreless string to 25 innings. Kevin McReynolds robbed Chili Davis of extra bases. Dravecky won his 7th with a career-high 9 strikeouts. The shutout string came to an end when Rick Adams parked one to make it 6-1. That was it. Padres moved to 14 games over 500. They're off tomorrow. Now the Dodgers move into the stadium for a series starting on Tuesday.
Ellen Wiggins' saga has officially come to an end. The Padres in Baltimore finally came to terms on a trade. The Padres will get minor league reliever Roy Lee Jackson and that famous player to be named later. Wiggins has been on a rehab program in the minor leagues. He's playing for Las Vegas, and he's hit over 300 in his brief stay. Wiggins says he's happy to go to a team that wants him. If he stays clean, Baltimore is getting a steal. Wiggins will be assigned to Baltimore's AAA team in Rochester while he gets into shape. Meanwhile, the Padres have the top record in the National League, and some say they're playing their best baseball ever. They beat the Dodgers today 5-4, but the Padres had a scare when Tony Gwynn jammed his wrist on a play at the plate, left the game. Doctors say it's only a sprain. He's on a day-to-day basis. And what a beautiful day at the stadium. Nearly 50,000 turned out to see the Dodgers and Padres. L.A. takes an early lead, but the Padres tied up with 1 swing in the 2nd inning. Kevin McReynolds for his 8th home run of the year, and it's tied at 1. Kevin Mack adds more in the 3rd. Bases loaded. He lines a single to left field. 2-run score. Now watch Tony come into the plate. Goes down. Very lucky not to have a broken bone. But the Dodgers rally with 3 in the 4th. Steve Sachs with the RBI single, and the Dodgers lead 4-3. Still the Padres come back. 5th inning, Steve Garvey right up the middle, tied at 4. In the 6th, it's Jerry Royster. Oh, he had a big day. 3 for 3, the game winner here, 5-4. And with 2 hits today, Kevin McReynolds is starting to find his stroke.
I haven't been near as consistent as what I was last year, and I've really struggled as of late, meaning the past 10 games or so. And I was just in the situation where I've got to go up there, I've got to make myself stay in on the pitch and try to drive the ball, and that's what I've done the past couple of days.
Isn't your day, it just isn't your day, and the Padres thought that was going to be true for them tonight, but it turned out it applied to Cincinnati instead. Just when Dave Dravecky seemed on the verge of disaster, something good happened. Finally, after Mario Soto had no-hit the Padres for 4 innings, something else good happened. Dravecky was just unflappable. See the catch and the grin from Cesar Cedeno? Well, a bases-loaded double play got Dravecky out of a jam in the 4th. Then in the 5th, Gary Ritas was caught off first. It was a big play because Dave Concepcion followed with a double. Then Dave Parker singled to left, but Carmelo Martinez's throw to Terry Kennedy nailed Concepcion at the plate. Most people thought he was safe, but not the umpire. The Reds argued briefly, but the out stood. Here's another near disaster and another great example of fielding your position. Whoa! Another grin from both players. Finally, in the 6th, the Padres got to Soto. Gary Templeton drilled one to left center for a triple. Rita's great speed almost made it an out, but once it wasn't, Tempe's great speed made it a 3-bagger. And moments later, biceps Tim Flannery rocked Soto to right center all the way to the wall for another triple, and the Padres led 1-0. The offense finally was alive. Tony Gwynn then ripped a clutch single to right, and the Padres had a cushion, 2-zip. They wrapped up the scoring in the 7th on Carmelo Martinez's 10th homer of the year off reliever Tom Hume. Soto's the loser, Dravecky the winner. He's now 8-4 with 4 straight victories, and the Padres lead the Reds by 5. The series finale is tomorrow.